Welcome back. From Amul's Bengaluru debut to the Ayodhya replica in Ramanagara, a multitude of issues have set the stage for a bitter fight between the BJP and the Congress ahead of Karnataka elections, but none more so than the proposal to scrap the Muslim quota. The BJP, remember, has proposed to scrap the 4% reservation for Muslims in the OBC category, one that has existed since the 1994. Now a riled-up Congress has not only promised to restore the quota, but also says that the party is committed to increasing the reservation limit itself to 75%. Yes, from the existing 50%, they've promised for a 75%. Former Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah asserted that the BJP is not really inclined to increase the reservation to the Vokkaligas and the Lingayats, but is only keen on snatching the quota for Muslims. What keeps the Congress confident about the quota the BJP calls unconstitutional? To find out, Times Now in fact spoke to Veerappa Moily, the former Karnataka Chief Minister, under whom a separate quota for Muslims was first introduced by the then Congress government in 1994. Here's what he's had to say.
While I issued the order in July 94, it was the order for all the backward classes, including Muslims. Muslims have not been given any reservation on religious basis. In that case, you can say all the communities of the communities included in the backward class order, they are also religious because they are Hindus or Christians. See, Vokkaligas and also Lingayats, they also find a place in category 3, 3A and 3B, Vokkaligas and Lingayats. Do you want to say that then it can also categorize as a Hindu, the religious reservation?
But while the Congress continues to defend the Muslim quota and even promises to increase the limit for reservation, can such a move hold in the court of law? Let's remind you, the Supreme Court back in 1992 set an upper limit for reservations at 50%, but held that this limit could be breached in extraordinary situations, and governments must urge extreme caution when they choose to breach the 50% reservation limit. However, many states in the past have already crossed the 50% reservation mark, including the states of Karnataka itself. Now, the state of Chhattisgarh, for example, has reservation of over 70%, while Tamil Nadu has set the bar at 69%. Karnataka at the moment has reservation of up to 66%, which includes a 10% EWS quota that was introduced across India over and above the 50% reservation limit. The BJP, it appears, is keen to stay close to the 50% mark and has hence proposed to allocate the existing 4% reservation for Muslims to the other two categories instead. But as per the BJP's proposal, 2% would be allocated to Vokkaligas, while the other 2% would be allocated to another category largely comprising the Lingayats. The BJP maintains the party is not willing to adhere to a reservation based on religious grounds, calling it unconstitutional time and again.
एक और डबल इंजन की सरकार जो पीएफआई पे बैन करती है, पीएफआई को बैन करती है, और दूसरी तरफ कांग्रेस जो पीएफआई को तुष्टीकरण करने का कार्य करती है, उन्हें धर्म के आधार पर रिजर्वेशन देने का कार्य करती है। धर्म के आधार पर आरक्षण यह भारत के संविधान के विपरीत है।
Well, not just in the election battlefield, the BJP has made the same assertion in the apex court as well. The Bombay government has been arguing that reservation on the basis of religious grounds is unconstitutional, like I said, and economically backward Muslims are already covered under the EWS quota, is what the BJP has been maintaining. Hence, they argue that the petitioners are giving a baseless color to the case. Now, with this spin that's now come in on part of Siddaramaiah and the Congress's promise to in fact increase the quota percentage, the limit to 75%, it's very interesting what's going to play out in the coming few days. Let me go across to Neha, who's been tracking the latest from poll-bound Karnataka, the battlefield Karnataka, joining us here on the broadcast. Neha, very, very interesting. This has become one of the core issues that each and every political party is today reacting to. The BJP very, very confident of how it's going to go ahead with scrapping of the Muslim quota under the OBC category, giving it to the Vokkaligas and Lingayats in the meanwhile. But with the court's intervention and with the latest reaction coming in from Siddaramaiah, how do we see the story in the election season in the state?
You know, One thing has been quite evident over here in Karnataka, which is that this election this time around is going to be fought only on caste. We're looking at it, the main issues, of course, that have been plaguing the state right now, that have been raked up time and again by political parties in the state, have been, caste and reservation. And this time around, even as the BJP government, in fact, of course, in the state did attempt to, sort of scrap that 4%, in court, while it reached Supreme Court, the government was forced to hold back on their own order. And now we're seeing that the hearing of that matter has been posted to May 9th, which is just one day before the voting. You have the Congress party here now, in fact, that's come out, and as a response, they've gone on to say that they are going to increase the quota to 75%, the reservation. One thing, of course, that's really quite interesting here is that tall statements and claims are being made by the BJP as well as the Congress. Legally, how much of this will stand the test? That's something that's really, of course, going to be quite interesting. But evidently, of course, with just 2 weeks left in the state of Karnataka, this has become the biggest talking point right now. And political parties over here, using this as an opportunity again to try and gain ground and to try and, of course, strengthen their ties with certain communities. We'll really have to wait and see how this pans out. Just about 2 weeks to go now for the voting.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Neha. We'll keep coming back to you. Times Now continues to keep its viewers ahead on the latest coming in from Battleground Karnataka. With that, quickly shifting our focus to another breaking news update.